And I'll let the scriptures speak to all of us, because none of us are above the scriptures. Okay, our first scripture reading, John the 8th chapter, reading from the 3rd to the 9th verse of John chapter number 8.
Then the scribes and Pharisees brought to him a woman caught in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they said to him, Teacher, this woman was caught in adultery in the very act.
You see, this is the hypocrisy of man. In the very act she was caught. And nobody in any way, commits adultery on their own. It takes two. She was caught in the act with a man. So where is the man? And where was the man? And when was the woman brought alone to be stoned or killed? That is the hypocrisy of society. They left the man. Everyone had a stone in their hands to kill the lady. I wouldn't say the poor lady, but to kill her. Go ahead.
Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what do you say? This they said, testing him, that they might have something of which to accuse him. But Jesus stooped down and wrote on the ground with his finger, as though he did not hear. So when they continued asking, he raised himself up and said to them, He who is without sin among you, let him throw a stone at her first. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. Then those who heard it, being convicted by their conscience, went out one by one, beginning with the oldest even to the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst.
So just think and imagine the fact that she was caught in the act, and they, for whatever reason, possibly maybe in the same act, but they haven't yet been caught. And the fact that you haven't yet been caught in your act and whatever you are doing don't mean you will not be caught. And that doesn't give you the right to throw stones at others, because every one of them, ladies and gentlemen, was guilty of something. Maybe they were not guilty in adultery, but they were guilty of something, because the thing here is, if you look at the text very carefully and you examine the text and you look at the pretext and the protext and the context of the text, you realize that everyone was guilty of something. And Jesus categorically made it plain. He said, anyone among you who is not guilty of something, let him or her, young or old, have the audacity to cast the first stone at this woman. Go ahead. And he went on writing everybody's sin on the ground. That this is what you are guilty of. You want to cast the stone. This is what you are guilty. And the Bible said every one of them were what? Convicted. Before you cast the first stone, please take a minute, examine yourself. Before you react and before you run your mouth, that mouth of yours, and before you think that you're better than somebody because you are not guilty of what they are guilty of, please remember, ladies and gentlemen, that you are guilty of something.